Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf.
Hey, Rawson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you on this Blue Friday. Man, it's been a busy week. I've been doing a lot of videos today, talking to opposing fans. I've been doing the roundtable. We had Madden simulations. We had the Coach's Corner. I mean, it's playoffs week, man. It's wild card weekend. Tomorrow, Tomorrow is the start of playoffs, and can't get enough football, man, because this is it. This is where it all happens. And so I'm excited to keep this going. One last video before we hit the main show tomorrow. And as you see in the title there, Meet the Fans. And this is a special segment. And I know you guys have seen this week that I've introduced a new sponsor, Dovinh Real Estate, Daniel Dovinh, who I'm going to bring in just a second. And I see the comment, was this sorting FTW said, Norb sold out for this guy? Okay, all right. So I know what you're thinking. You know, you see the word sponsor, you think, oh, just selling out. But look, I don't do sponsorships very often. And if I do partner and work with people, I'm very careful about who I work with, because I want to have someone who I feel not isn't just a name, but it's someone who I feel like we share a kindred spirit, that they have to appreciate what I do, and I have to feel like I like the person that I'm partnering up with. And so to me, this guy's not just someone who's just, supporting my channel, working together, but someone who actually we share a lot in common. First of all, that being a Seahawks guy, and also someone who's from this area. And so I'm excited about this. I feel like there's going to be a lot more opportunities to do future collaborations. And with other, I feel like this whole section called Meet the Fans will be reserved for getting to know other fans out there, whether it's viewers or other people that I get to know during the course of the football season. So I'm going to bring him on in just a moment. So just want to remind everybody, please, if you wouldn't mind, hit that smash that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that notification bell, and that way you won't miss any videos in the future. All right, so without further ado, I want to bring on Daniel Dovinh of Dovinh Real Estate, but he is a big Seahawks fan. So here he is right now. Welcome, Daniel, to the show, man. This is your first appearance on NorbCam, at least by face, because I've had splashed your name around. But everybody, this is Daniel Dovinh, my latest partner in working together. Daniel, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing super well. Thanks for having me. Happy Blue Friday, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love the background. Again, I know you're a Seattle guy. I lived in Seattle for a number of years. I was born and raised in this area, which is just southeast of Seattle. But during my college days at UW, I lived in the University District, and then I lived several years after that, where I started my production business, Quantum Productions, with Mike Lorraine, 80s Broncos fan, my partner in crime, still who I work with today. So much of my background, has so much of what I'm doing today started because of my time there in Seattle during my UW days. And so, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to take, some calls from Discord as well as from on the phone lines. If you have questions for me, or if you have questions for Daniel or both of us, this is just going to be kind of a little chat. Again, I've only gotten to know you just a lot in the last past week, but there's a lot of things that I still don't know that much about you. And I figure I'll find out from you as well as the audience. And we'll just talk, Seahawks. We're fan to fan. Here we are talking about this big game tomorrow. And this will be a chance for you, me, and everybody who's watching the show to get their thoughts in. How are you really feeling about this game? We're so used to the playoffs every year with the exception of one. And we have one Super Bowl ring to show for it. And I know we're all itching to get past that point where we can say we're a two-time, Super Bowl champ. The Russell Wilson's a two-time Super Bowl champ, but it starts tomorrow. So before we climb into that part of it, let me just start with you. I know a lot of people probably are asking, who is this guy? How did he get connected with you? So I want to ask you, how is it that you came to approaching me? Because I know you have been following me for a while. So give me kind of the background and how you got to know me, and what was your connection to NorbCam via and your background with the Seahawks.
Sure, absolutely. So I was born in Seattle, so I've always been a Seahawks fan. And in 2014, I shared the pain of losing that Super Bowl. And I found your channel because of your viral video of your live reaction to the interception in the end zone. And that's what really connected me to you, because I was like, finally, someone understands the pain that I was in that moment. And from then on, I followed you ever since. So that's how I came across your channel.
Yeah. So talk about your Seattle Seahawks sports background. I know you're born and raised here, and like me, not technically born in Seattle, but I was born in Auburn, Washington, grew up here, and as like I said, was in Seattle, and I've been a Seahawks ticket holder for a long time. And so how did you come to be a fan of the Seahawks? When did that all start for you?
For sure. So like I said, I was born in Seattle. I was born in Ballard Swedish Hospital, and being a Seahawks fan is the only thing I've ever known, actually. So I've never lived in another city, and I just grew up with stories from my family about, rivalries with the Denver Broncos. A lot of you already know we used to be in the AFC West, and we used to play the Raiders a lot. And little story for my family. So 2 years before I was born, my mom's dad passed away, but I was asking my parents just, some facts about my grandpa, and they have all these stories of him smoking all angrily watching the Seahawks games, because we weren't very good in the 70s and 80s, but there's stories of him chucking his sandals at the TV in frustration because our defense was so good, but our offense wasn't so hot. So that just, from a young age, instilled in me that passionate fandom is what it's all about. And then I think something that really stuck with me is I was actually fortunate enough to go to the 2013 NFC Championship game and saw the Richard Sherman tip. And I was in the nosebleeds as far away as you can get on the opposite side of the stadium. And I'm telling you, it took me like 2 weeks to get my voice back, because that was quite the experience.
Yeah. So you were at that game. I was at that game as well. I was also in relatively the nosebleed section. I mean, I've been in the 300 section, so I'm used to being up there. But I was in that corner, so it literally happened like right in front of me. But you were on the opposite side, like the northeast corner. Then is that what it was?
I was actually on the northwest corner, I believe. So
I
was on the
same
side, but opposite end zone, I should say.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you basically had Elliott Bay and downtown kind of off your left shoulder, then looking at the far side. Okay.
I mean, you know that there's not really a bad seat in that place, but right. I was just happy to be there.
Yeah. And yeah, talking about that game, 2013, that was obviously that really felt like the Super Bowl of that year, because the game against the Broncos was not much of a contest. So the real excitement, the real nail biter was that 2013 NFC Championship game. And man, talk about again one of those games where we started out. I remember we started out behind. I think Russell Wilson fumbled on the first play or first series, and the 49ers got that ball, and we kept them out of the end zone, so it was like a 3-0 lead, and then eventually it became 10-0, and it was like, oh man, let's go, guys. And then slowly we caught up. I think it became 10-0. Marshawn Lynch had a run in there, scored a touchdown.
Always.
And then there was a bunch of back and forths and legs being broken and fumbles being had and kicks being dropped. I mean, it was just, and then it came down that final stretch when it was a 6-point lead, and that final drive where Kaepernick was coming down the field, going from left to right, and man, it was looking so bleak because he was moving down the field. They were out, I think, like to our 25-yard line when he finally threw that ill-advised pass with Sherman with the tip, and at that time we thought that was the greatest game Seattle would ever see to lead into a Super Bowl. And little did we know, a year later, we would be right back at that NFC Championship game, going again that same direction, going left to right at the end, and to have another heroic moment that would really overshadow how great that previous year's championship game to be the 2014 NFC Championship against the Packers to send us into a repeat appearance in the Super Bowl. I mean, you weren't at that game, though, were you?
No, definitely not. I wish I was, though.
Yeah, well, a lot of people wish they hadn't left. Because as the people who were there staying there the whole time.
People left after the 4 picks in a playoff game. They said there's no way.
Yeah,
people spent money like that and didn't stay. That's crazy to me.
Well, there's no way I was leaving. I mean, yeah, just because we'd seen so many games where we had our backs against the wall and it seemed like all of hope was lost. But man, it just, even though I was thinking, oh boy, that might just be one too many, but when that thing finally started to turn and when one miracle after another happened, it was a sight to behold, man. It was the greatest thing ever. And then 2 weeks later, there was something else, but almost the greatest finish.
We won't talk about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. So that was Did you ever go to any of the other games back when they were in the Kingdom or Husky Stadium? Did you have any opportunities to see the Seahawks back in those early days in person?
No, I was watching on big fat tube TVs back in the day, but I was fortunate enough to be able to, look through my older sister's card collection. So that was really it for me, looking at Cortez Kennedy cards and all sorts of old Seahawks. So that was kind of my TV. I'm kind of dating myself a little bit, being born in 1990. But I did see a Mariners game in the Kingdom. I was pretty young, and we lost only 13-0 that day against the Oakland A's. So I haven't been to that many Seahawks games in person, but I'm a huge fan. But
yeah. Well, I remember that too. It was Seahawks games. I didn't start going to Seahawks games really regularly until the 90s, after I was actually out of college. Right. But I
gotta make some money first.
Yeah, because those tickets, compared to now, they're dirt cheap, but they were still more expensive, because you could go to a Mariner game for like $5 or we had this kid club thing, and I remember we got like a whole bunch of tickets that were super dirt cheap, and we get all the free bats and free balls as the giveaways. We'd always lose half the time, but it was just fun. But I'll never forget, I hadn't been to a professional stadium until going to the Kingdom, and I remember the first time I stepped inside there for a Mariner game, and I mean, you enter the concourse after walking up those ramps on the outside, and you walk in through, and and the lighting's coming in, you see it, and it's just astroturf. Really, it's probably one of the worst baseball stadiums ever, but I didn't care because I didn't know better. All I knew is that I'd seen something that I'd only seen on TV, and all of a sudden, with my own eyes, I was like, wow, look at this, and it's so big, and the lights coming in, and I remember literally saying, oh, it's so beautiful. That was my reaction. And so that was my first experience in the Kingdom, and to watch the Mariners. But I'll never forget my first Seahawks game. We didn't have to pay for it, because my Little League team, I've talked about this many times, but my Little League team was invited to play a pregame game against the Benson Bruins on the field before the Seahawks Giants game in 1981. And I actually have video. I have a video of that game where I scored a touchdown at I think it was a 1 or 2 yard line on a sweep to the left. And it's great. My dad's screaming, which you're used to seeing my dad on our watch parties. He's screaming, the camera's shaking and everything. I think my sister was trying to record. My dad's, shaking it all over the place. But it's cool because you could see, afterwards, we're all on the sideline watching the game afterwards. And then my dad pans over to see, Steve Rabel and Jim Zorn, Dan Dornick, Richard Sherman, Sherman Smith. Sherman Smith. All these legends, and they're on the field. They're all just warming up. Sam Adkins, before the 12 number was even retired. So it was great, and I'm just glad my dad had the wherewithal to think about having a video camera. At that time, not many people had video cameras, so my dad bought one to record our games, and so we have recording of that moment, which again, you can see it on YouTube. Wow. I think the title is like my first touchdown in the Kingdom, or my first Seahawks game in the Kingdom, something like that. But but because of that, that's what got me into filmmaking, because my dad had this camera, which he bought to record my games, but it was like sitting there during the day. I was like, I wonder how this thing works. And next thing you know, me and my buddies are all shooting movies, making horror movies and action movies, killing each other on camera. And that's where my love of making movies really started to take off. So that was back in 1981 when we got that camera. So it's funny how these little things all just sort of, add up to each other. But
totally.
So real quick, Alina Dahl in the super chat says, 1990, LOL, I was in high school enjoying the Husky ride. Go Dogs. It's great to remember all the great times from Huskies and Hawks. Yes, it's been quite the past. So now I understand for you, I know you're doing real estate now, but you weren't always doing real estate. You were into music, and you were a teacher before? Tell me about that, because as soon as I heard your music, I was like, oh, music perks my ears, because as you know, on my channel, I do a lot of singing, I play keyboards, I do music videos. Music has always been part of my background, but it's cool. So tell me about your music background and teaching background. Yeah,
so it's funny you're mentioning family and how much effect that has. I share that connection with you of being close to my family watching the games. Like I used to get so embarrassed at my dad yelling at the TV, and you know how it is as a kid, and now you really appreciate your parents, right? So anyway, my family, when I was a kid, always told me I had huge ears. So my grandma said, oh, you got huge ears, you're gonna be great at music. And that always stuck with me. It was sort of like a prophecy for my life when I was maybe 4 years old. So I always pursued my curiosity and passion of music, and played piano from a young age and loved music theory and just learning all the intricacies, just such a big world of music, like reading it, writing it, and listening to it, you know, playing and experiencing new bands. And it was just something that I really enjoyed. And, you know, unlike some Asian parents, my parents did not push me into a field that they thought would just make a lot of money. They said, hey,
like engineering, doctor, nursing.
Exactly. They're like, oh, you want to be a drummer? Okay.
That's cool.
Oh, you want to cook? Okay. Oh, you want to be a music teacher. So long story short, I went to North Seattle Community College and got my Associates of Arts, and then went to Seattle U and got my bachelor's in interdisciplinary arts with a music emphasis. And I became a choral conductor and then expanded to being a band director as well. So in my teaching experience, I've taught anywhere from 5-year-old kids in kindergarten all the way up to seniors in high school. So K through 12 at my alma mater in Shoreline. So that's kind of where my life was going until I found out my wife was pregnant. And then I shifted on over to real estate, but I still teach music on the side because I still love drums, singing, piano, lots of things.
Well, and I think with music, as I've discovered, you never really lose it because it's always somewhere in part of your life. You know, maybe you don't do it professionally or make money per se from it, or maybe you do,
Right.
but then I think it's always going to be a part of some aspect of your life, whether it's just something that you do with your family, or you do something like on YouTube, or maybe you do it with your church or whatever. But it always feels like it, no matter how much you try to sort of, you veer away from it, at some point it just kind of sneaks its way back because it's just kind of part of your soul, I think, you know. So that's really cool. And so you have a daughter? Is that right?
Yeah, my daughter Lucy is actually turning 1 later this month. So
Okay.
my wife Julia and I are really blessed to have her. So it's really exciting. Really exciting.
I remember the days when I had a 1-year-old. That was a few years ago. And now I've got two teenagers.
See this beautiful face? This is me with no sleep, actually. So no,
I remember the no sleep times. Yeah.
I don't get enough sleep, but I can't complain as my wife is right there with me doing the same thing. So,
are you planning to have more? Is this just the start of your little clan here?
Yes, that we would love to have more. We're gonna wait for now. We're gonna wait for this second Super Bowl ring, and then we'll go from there. One thing at a time. We got to get through this game tomorrow first.
Yeah. So I want to get your take on the game. And again, Daniel Dovinh is my guest today. Just talking Seahawks, talking a little bit of just getting to know him as a fan. And yes, he is my partner, helping support the channel and everything. I'm trying to support him as well. So if you do have real estate needs here in the Seattle area, this is your guy to check out. His information is here.
Norb.
Absolutely, man. So let's talk a little bit about tomorrow's game. I've been talking almost ad nauseum this whole week. Actually, never ad nauseum because I never get tired of talking about the Seahawks and what's going to take. But I've been breaking down film with Coach's Corner and Bill Marsh. I've been talking with the Roundtable on Wednesday about what it's going to take. I've been talking to the LA Rams, Trent of LA Rams
he was
Talk.
awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and a lot of guys, they get on channels and they just, like get into his face and try to trash talk. But, that's not the way I really roll. And so for me, it's more of just trying to find out, we both know each other's teams a little bit better than the other guys do. And it's always fun to hear what they kind of know on the inside that, they might share some insight. But so let's talk about you as fan to fan here. What's your feeling about the game tomorrow? How nervous are you? How confident do you feel there are? What are your concerns? What do you think about what's on your mind going into this game tomorrow?
Yeah, great question. So initially when I saw we're going to play the Rams for the third time, I was not too pleased with that. Not because I was scared of the Rams, but just because, there's only so many storylines. You're like, okay, Ramsey versus DK. Will Russell get back on the horse again? Our defense is getting better. And then now we're like, okay, who's going to be their quarterback? That's going to be the biggest storyline going in. And so for me, I kind of wanted the playoffs to be a little bit more exciting, to be honest with you, in terms of, okay, we're now in the playoffs, right?
Well, yeah, and you're thinking maybe we'll change the scenery a little bit, see some other teams, right? And here we are. I've seen this movie.
Let's go to the playoffs, and it's like,
same movie. We've seen this movie already. Yeah, right.
And then the thing for me is the playoffs at home is all about the fans. It's all about, just screaming and false starts and home field advantage, right? That's what it's all about. And so for me, after that initial kind of, I started getting really excited because I think we have a really good shot here. What's better than the other team having a quarterback issue right before? Of course, we don't want people to be injured, but at the same time, it's part of the game. And if someone's gonna be injured, better not be our quarterback, right? So I like that we have a clean injury report going in. Of course, we have bumps and bruises, but overall, I'm feeling very confident that our defense is trending in the right direction. Our running backs are trending in the right direction. Our tight ends are trending, and Tyler Lockett is back. So for me, I feel super confident that we might not win in the first quarter. We might not win in the second quarter
Where
or
have I heard that before?
But we're going to win in the fourth quarter. So let's go. That's how I feel, honestly. I'm not worried at all, bro.
Okay. All right. I'll do the worrying for you because I'm plenty worried on this game. But I appreciate your confidence here. Again, if you guys want to chime in and get in on the phone call, we will be taking phone calls shortly, and we also have the Discord channel open. I see a couple of people already waiting in line there. The number's there. You just call it in, hit that code 696-153, and then you'll be put in the hold to be able to ask a question.
Was that too much?
No. It's good. It's good, man. We need that positive energy.
Feel, man.
I always get nervous just because of our history with the Rams. The Rams have had the better of us for the most part of the last few seasons. So that weighs on me, and I know how good this defense of the Rams is, but I also know how good our defense has become. I know how good our running game is. And I'm really excited about the fact that we do have our starting offensive line intact for the first time in a long time. And that when we play with that line, we're undefeated and have scored our highest output with that line.
Points,
that tells me, it's like there's a connection. There is a correlation between time by the offensive line and Russell Wilson having time to survey his targets. And so if our line can play to the top to take on one of the best defensive lines, well, maybe those two things can kind of neutralize each other, and Wilson will just have enough to then hit those longer targets that he hasn't been able to have because he's been under so much pressure. So hopefully that's the case. Do you have did you already say what your score prediction was? You didn't.
I've been putting it in the comments of all your other videos. I go back and forth between whether the Rams are going to score 9, 14, or 17.
All right, so what do you got?
No matter what, I still think we're going to be at least in the 20s, and they're going to be in the low 20s or teens. So my final prediction, and I'll change this tomorrow right before the game, is 27-17 Seahawks.
I like it. Well, I'm not too far off from you. I'm saying same score for the Rams, but I'm going to make it a little bit tighter. I'm saying 23-17 Seahawks by a nail biter, decided in the last 2 minutes of the game.
That's too many field goals, bro.
It is. And you know what, though? If that has been our strength, because who has been kicking like what all season. There's only been a few times that a kicker has gone without missing a field goal in the regular season. And I
have a theory about that, by the way.
Okay.
Because there's no fans, bro. That's why the kickers are like, this is so super easy. I can just do this all day. A lot of kickers having great
That's
years.
interesting. Yeah, but some guys are having horrible years, though. And the thing is, though, when you think about it, the kicker he really should be the least phased guy when it comes to the crowd, because it's like golf, right? I think, and I'm crappy at golf, so I'd probably be a crappy kicker too. But when it comes to golf, you have nothing distracting you. There's no one throwing you a curveball. There's no timing. It's just sitting there saying, hit me. Go ahead and hit me. And the kicking game, there's a hold snap. But really when it comes down to the kicker, he's just looking down at that ball. He's waiting for it to come. He just has to hit it, right? And how many times have we seen these guys, under pressure, I just think it's all in their heads. I really don't think the crowd, I feel like the crowd doesn't have anything to do with it. Of all the positions on the field, the quarterback's got to call signals, the defensive, the linebackers got to call their signals out, linemen are talking, center's talking, but the kicker doesn't have to hear anything. He just looks and waits for that ball to go down. So either way, whatever Jason Myers is doing, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. And
seriously.
I saw it. I haven't paid attention. I've been so busy today streaming. I saw that some guys, congratulations to the Seahawks who made it to the All-Pro. I think Bobby, DK, God, who else made it? I should have made a list. I should have come more prepared. But did I not see? I said our kicking team, at least one of those guys should have been All-Pro. Did they not get the All-Pro?
No, nothing.
That's
man.
crazy. They didn't make the Pro Bowl, and that's ridiculous. Like, you can't get any better than those guys. But whatever, man. Chip on the shoulder. I think it sucks. I think it's bogus, but
that's just more motivation for our guys. Michael Dixon's like, that guy's awesome, man.
He's great. And he's not only kicking, he's making tackles. Jason Myers and Michael Dixon making tackles. I was kind of
worried about him when he did that.
I'm a little nervous too, because I'd rather them not make tackles, but if you're going to make a tackle, well, just as long as you don't get hurt yourself. Don't do a John Ryan, get a bloody nose and knock yourself out of the game or anything like that.
Man. John Ryan was the man.
He was fun. He's funny. He's a funny guy. But yeah, man.
I miss Hauschka too. Hausch Money.
Yeah, I like both of them. But hey, you know what? This is the best kicking duo since those guys left. And so I am not going to complain. I love those two, but I'm loving me some Jason Myers and Michael Dixon too. All right, so let's take some calls here. And we've got people on the phone line. We got people in Discord. Let's start. I had trouble with the phone line earlier. Let's see. I think I got those issues worked out. So this one from, where is this? Maryland? Across the country, I think, is calling. Let's see. I have no idea. Again, this is not pre-screened, so I have no idea what we're going to get, but we're going to find out here in a second. All right, so from Maryland, I believe, yes, you're on with NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
What's going on? It's Dylan. I'm from Virginia, but I got my phone in Maryland.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, what was your name again?
Dylan, what's up?
Dylan. All right. You're on the show live. Glad you're here. What do you got? What's your question?
So how do you think Jamal Adams and Jared Goff is going to play coming off both of their injuries?
Well, as you're my guest, Daniel, I'm going to let you take that first, and then I'll chime in with my thoughts on it. What do you think? Jamal Adams, Jared Goff, what's up with the two?
Here, I have a hot take. So Jared Goff is going to start the game. He's going to start the game, but he's not going to finish the game. By halftime, it's going to be shown that he can't throw a pass farther than 7 yards with a broken thumb, or broken finger,
with screws, right? Thumb with screws in it.
Surgery less than 2 weeks ago, Dylan. And so I'm thinking that is a legitimate serious injury for a quarterback to grip that ball with a broken finger. Terrible timing for the Rams. Jamal I think he just got a stinger on the opposite shoulder. I think it just kind of happens in football sometimes. I think he was super mad in the game because they told him he couldn't go back in the game. They weren't like, bro, you're done for the season. They're like, hey, man, you're done for this game. And so I think he was really upset. So to answer your question, Jamal's going to be just fine. That dude could tackle with just his attitude and just his passion. And Jared Goff, I'm super sorry, but he's not going to have a great game. And you're going to see a little bit of the wolf man in there. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that when I was talking to Trent, the LA Rams fan, on the Behind Enemy Lines. He said the new saying with that new quarterback, the Wolf of Ball Street. That was the nickname. I'm like, man, that's a little too I don't know. Simplify that. Wolf man, that's fine. The Wolf of Ball Street. But my feeling is, yes, Jamal's going to play. There's no way he would fight you all the way to not let him play in this game. He's going to be there no matter what. And I'm going to take one step further. I don't think Goff is going to play. I think they're playing a smokescreen. I think they're just trying to keep us guessing so that we're not fully prepared for what's to come from the Wolf guy. I just think, man, Drew Brees had the same kind of injury, and he was out for like a month before he could return. So I just think, man, I really don't think, and it really, I hate the fact that it is. I hope you're right, because I would rather face Goff with the injury. We saw how he played last game, and watching this other guy, the wild card Wolf thing, is a little bit, less predictable. So, I'm not afraid of both, but I think between the two, I'll take the predictable statue with a bad hand than the other guy who, just might be a little bit, not quite sure what he's going to bring. So that's kind of my take on it. So good question over there from, what do you say? From
Dylan,
Virginia?
From Vermont/Maryland.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dylan. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks for the call, man. All right, let's go take a call from the Discord. Let's go to... It says Carlos Dunlap is an all-pro. Is his name?
Let's go.
Is his name?
Oh, can you mute your computer there? I'm getting a little echo. Whoa. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me just... got the music kicking in there. All right. Let me switch to another one because we got too much echo happening. Let's go to Cithro Ninja is what he calls himself on the Discord. Cithro Ninja, are you there?
What's up, Ninja?
Cithro Ninja. Wait, actually, I need to hold on a second.
That's some beautiful guitar playing.
Some jamming it. Actually, I know what's going on here. Let me do a couple quick little fixes. Now I know what's up. Cithro Ninja. There you go. Sorry, a little technical thing. Cithro Ninja. What's your real name? If you're okay with telling us.
I'm Ori.
Ori. Oh, this is Ori. Ori. All right, Cithro Ninja. What's your question, man?
I'm just gonna talk about what I think about the game.
Sure.
All right.
What's up?
What's your take?
I think we'll win 27-17.
That's kind of familiar. Sounds like a familiar score. Yeah.
Tell us why.
I think our 5 starting linemen will make the offense better, and I also think that our defense will step up. We got to stop their run game, and on offense, I think we should get first down after first down.
Yeah, I'm totally with that. Our defense is trending the right direction. And yeah, we need to, I've been saying all along, man, Carson, they have been sort of delicately handling him. Let's just save him. Let's not just be careful with our new shiny toy. And now it's like, there's nothing to save it for. Let's go. Unleash the Kraken. Let's go. Bring him out. Bring on the full metal jacket. Let's get this thing going on. So, yes, hopefully that stuff works. And I do like that score better than even mine. A 10-point game is much more relaxing sounding than a 6-point one. All right, let's go to Beats by Dre in the Discord. Beats by Dre, what's up? Hello. Beats by Dre. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I remember me. I'm Andrew from Alaska.
Andrew. Oh, yeah. Andrew from Alaska, man. All right. Good to hear from you again. What you got? What's on your mind?
Well, I kind of just joined in not knowing what we're talking about. So.
Well, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We've got a playoff game tomorrow. Tomorrow. And, we're talking Seahawks Rams here, man. You got any thoughts on that?
The night before, Andrew.
Yeah, man.
What do you think?
It's going to be a tough game. They have a good defense, but I'm confident because we beat them 20-9, I think.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
we beat them 20-9 in week 16. So I'm pretty confident about this game.
All right. Well, they did not have Cam Akers in that game, and they will have him this game. But they did lose Henderson because the Jamal Adams tackle kind of messed up his ankle. So they're a little beaten up in the running back department, kind of like we were last year, where we were, we had a couple of guys up, but they got their one back. So they're still not full percent. That's what I feel good. Our running game is definitely our stable of horses a little bit more. Although Rashad Penny's still kind of questionable with that injury last week, but. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens there. Let's go to another call in the Discord. This is Adil, who I know has helped me get through some Madden games successfully, some coaching tips.
What's up?
Adil, what's up, man?
I was just going to ask you guys, what do you think are the 3, things that we have to do during the game, to help us win and go to the divisional round?
3 keys to the game. Daniel, let's go to yours. I've been sharing mine this whole week, but let's start with yours. What you got?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge Pete Carroll guy. I really believe in his philosophy, and I believe we're not going to have to make anything up. You don't have to think too much outside the box. We got to do what we always do, and treat this game like any other game. You got to take care of the ball, number one. It's all about the ball. So number one thing I would say, bud, is we got to win the turnover battle. That's the only way the Rams win, is their defense beats us and gives their offense a short field. If we play a traditional game where we take care of the ball, we run the ball, we pass the ball, and we play good defense, I mean, honestly, this is not even going to be a game. I'm telling you, I'm getting more confident as I'm talking about it, because I'm thinking about every phase of the game. The Seahawks are in a better position. All right. The second thing I think we got to do is we got to run the ball. We have 3 legit backs. We got Carson, we got Penny back, and we got my man, what's his name? Number 30.
Carlos Hyde.
Carlos Hyde, my man with the holding the ball out. Oh, man. Okay, so here's the thing about the trio of backs is we've been saving them for this moment right here. 3-headed monster against Cam Akers. I'd take our guys over theirs any day. So number 3 is we got to keep them out of the end zone. So hold them to field goals. I like our chances of us scoring in the red zone and them kicking field goals. Sounds like the recipe we had last game. So I think we just got to do that one more time.
I like it. Yeah, I have similar ones. Obviously, the turnover battle. I've been talking about it all year. When we win the turnover battle, we win the game. When we lose it, we lose it. So we gotta win that for sure. Run the ball, like you said. We've been saving for this game. We're here to redeem what went wrong last year, where if we had this running back stable last season at this point, I think we get back Green Bay. I think we make it to the NFC Championship. I think we make it even beat the 49ers and get to the Super Bowl, but we didn't have that last year. We had to have Marshawn Lynch coming off of the parking lot where he's selling, tequila shots or something, and then he comes over to rescue the team. We don't have that this year. We've got much better, and the line is set. We've got tight ends. We didn't have tight ends last year. You remember that?
What are tight ends? Oh, yeah.
We didn't have any. We had one. We had one tight end, Hollister. That was it. And this year we've got 3. We got Greg Olsen miraculously coming back. So we've got better in the running back. Like you said, we're trending better in the tight end department. Our receivers, solid. Quarterback, solid. Offensive line, best point of the year. Defensively, trending the right way. Defensive line. Carlos Dunlap has transformed that team ever since he arrived here in Seattle. We've got the linebacking crew, KJ playing like a man reborn, Bobby Wagner being Bobby B-Wags. We've got Jordan Brooks lighting it up, learning the system, playing smarter than a rookie should play. DJ Reed, the surprise guy we never saw coming, thank you 49ers for putting him on waivers and letting Seattle claim him. We've got Shaquille Griffin. Now, it makes you a little nervous because I read on the injury report it had a hamstring noted about Shaquille Griffin.
They're resting him.
Okay, all right. Anytime I see that and I hear hamstring, groin, those always make me nervous. Like, I pulled my hamstring. I used to think, man, just stretch it out. And then I pulled my hamstring. I don't know if you guys knew this. I pulled my hamstring imitating Bruno Mars in a dance performance. I did one of those James Brown splits. Woo! And I went down. I didn't stretch or nothing. And I'm not the 21-year-old kid who used to jump off speakers off the stage and stuff. Oh, an old man now. And man, I just did my hamstring bad, and so I had not discovered pain like that. And it wasn't even a complete tear; it was just a partial tear of the hamstring. Anyway, it was the worst pain of my life, and I didn't realize how much your hamstring was key when you need to go number 2 on the the toilet, man. It is so hard to get up, to put your pants on, to get up.
We're going off the rails now, bro.
Are we? We're talking about, but I'm coming back around because I'm talking about Shaquille Griffin and his hamstring. My point is, this is why I'm nervous about it. All right. Anyway, where was I? Oh, and the safety. We got a pick from Quandre Diggs, in that game against and a horrible throw by Jared Goff. So we need Jared Goff and whoever's back there throwing balls to the Seahawks secondary. And then, of course, save the best for last, Jamal Adams, baby. This guy's the fire. He's the spark of this defense. He's the kid in a candy store, man. He can't wait to get out there. He's never been here before.
He's got 2 broken fingers, dude. He's got 2 broken fingers and 2 bad shoulders, and he'll be just fine.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited. Like you said, I'm starting to feel more confident about this the more I talk about it.
Norb, think about this for a second. Special teams. Who are you going to take? Seahawks or Rams?
Oh, no question, man. Right? Absolutely. Tilt the field. And all our backup linebackers and defensive ends just crushing people on punt returns and kick returns. We got our backup safeties are amazing. Ugo Amadi, he's had a
year that no one talks about him. You know, that kid from Oregon, he learned from last year. If you go back and watch the Packers game from last year, the playoff game, that was brutal, man. Trey Flowers, oh man, he watched that tape a lot this offseason, I think. And Ugo had a bad game too. And Marquise Blair, you know, we'll get him back next year, but we have a bright future in our secondary, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, man. I the more we talk about it, the more I am getting less nervous and more excited about what we got going. So, you know, just bring it on, man. Tomorrow afternoon can't come soon enough. Yep. All right, that's a good call, good question. Let's go back to the phone lines. I'm going to go to Inmon Julie. It says on my screen here. Let's see, from the area code from the 214. Let's see who this is. You're on with NorbCam and Daniel Dovinh. Oh, all of a sudden he's gone. Okay. All right. Well, let's go to another one. Let's go to James Wiseman from the Discord. James, are you there?
What's up, James?
Sorry, you already called on me.
Oh, all right. Oh, how many versions of you are there in there? Let's go to Dylan Tate. Dylan Tate, welcome to the show, man. Dylan? Hello. You're on live with NorbCam and Daniel.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You sounded like you were in a Pringles can earlier, but you sound better now. What you got?
All right. Are you guys? What is you guys' plan for this game? What do you think? Because I don't know, that guy coming back from injury, the Rams running back. Do you think the Seahawks defense can stop him? Because you know, like when running backs come from injury, they can easily pop and go over 100 yards or have one of these spectacular games in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Also, today marks 9 years since Quake's run. I know you guys are big Seahawks fans.
Oh, yeah.
I'm only like 15, so can you guys tell me about that day?
Oh, man.
Oh, I can tell you. Yeah, we can talk about that. Let's start with that, then we'll talk about the Cam Akers thing. All right, so Quake anniversary. I didn't even know about that, but you're right. It was 2011, so yeah, 9 years ago. What's your memory of that, Daniel, the Quake game?
I remember that game not going so well at the beginning. Like many Seahawks games, we were playing the hard way, you know? Everything was in the trenches. Everything was really hard until that run. We dialed up just a power run. And I remember watching interviews with Marshawn later, and he was licking his chops. He's like, finally, we call a power run, just right up the gut, right into them. And I remember that play feeling like it took 5 minutes because of just how many different things happened, how many times he could have been stopped, and the will of Marshawn Lynch to not stop and did he chuck back Tracy Porter? Is that who it was? But just the whole offensive line running like the entire field. You had Matt Hasselbeck running around. We had Mike Williams blocking. It was we had Tyler Columbus. So it was quite the game. We had our old school kind of sheen, dark blue, midnight blue jerseys, and it was just a crazy different time. You know, we had only had Marshawn Lynch for a little bit of time by then, I think less than 2 years probably. And that was like him coming on the scene and being like, I am your running back. This is my city. We are going to have an earthquake here. And I just remember, you know, I didn't feel like we had a chance in that game, but that gave the entire city a whole lot of hope. And we obviously won that game. And that was a huge, huge turning point. And that's a forever Hall of Fame type play right there.
Well, and I was at that game, so I remember it. I was in my usual section. Oh, yeah. I was in that section 331, at the same spot. Again, the same area that it happened, where the tip happened, where the curse catch happened. That's where the Beastquake happened. So I saw it right in front of me. And, man, I'm with you there. First of all, it was that season when everybody was saying we shouldn't even be there because we were 7-9. It was another rare time. Division champs, like the Washington football team, losing. I think don't they have a losing record as well? The Washington football team. So we were that 7-9 embarrassment. Like, oh man, and the Saints were coming off a Super Bowl. They just won the Super Bowl, so it was the whole thing. Like, why are the Saints having to come all the way to Seattle, who's 7-9, and the Saints were like 11-5? They had a really high record, and we were, that whole issue had popped up again, and. Yeah, I remember it was a struggle early on, but man, when that game happened, it was so nerve-wracking because we were thinking, okay, well, all we need to do is get if we get a first down here, we might be able to chew up some clock and just save the lead here. And then he broke through one tackle after another, and then get off me, Tracy Porter, and then dove into the end zone. It was so amazing, and I wish I was recording myself, and then I wasn't doing the reaction stuff, but I actually had like this, I don't know, some old phone that actually could shoot crappy video. So I have video from that game, just random stuff, but I wasn't shooting like play-by-play because I didn't have the storage or whatever. So I wish I'd turned myself off. I know that it was going to happen. I would have loved to have had my reaction when that happened because it was epic, man. But it was a great game. So real quick, though, I got to address, Alina Dahl says, hey guys, in the super chat, do your math. It was 10 years ago, LOL. You know, Alina, you're usually spot on with your moderating and your facts and remembered, but this is actually correct because remember, that was the 2010 season. The playoff game was played in 2011. That was technically 10 years ago season-wise, right? But, oh wait, no, it's 2021. You're right, it is 10. Never mind. I stand corrected. I forget what year it was. This is 2000. It is 10 years ago. My bad.
I'm going to stay out of this.
I'm going to edit that whole thing I just said. I was completely idiot. I was thinking it was 2020 again. You're right. It was 10 years ago. What am I saying? I was just thinking it was still 2020. Good, you're right. Alina, that's why you're a moderator and you're smarter than me. All right. So let's talk about Cam Akers, man. Are you concerned at all about the running game of the Rams and the Seattle's run defense?
Okay, normally I would be if the Rams offense was at full strength, right? If we were seeing the Rams go up and down the field with Cooper Kupp and shout out Wazoo, right? And Robert Woods and Higbee and Goff was healthy, I would be concerned because the running game is just as complementary as the passing game, right? You need both to balance each other. And right now, the Seahawks do a really great job of making teams one-dimensional. We have not mentioned some of our interior defensive linemen who deserve some love. My man Poona Ford was undrafted, right, out of Texas. That dude,
he's awesome.
Has everything you want. He's like a young Brandon Mebane. Yeah, I said it. Young Brandon Mebane. Poona Ford is the jam. That guy earned a starting spot this year. He was undrafted, like I said. He's got a low center of gravity. That dude can run sideline to sideline. He's in great shape. Yeah, round is a shape too. And and then don't forget our second rounder from Alabama, Reed. I mean, he's been doing a lot better this year. LJ Collier has come on stronger.
Finally.
I know.
Yeah.
We have people rotating in. We're fresh. It reminds me of 2012, 2013, where we actually had defensive depth. Your average fan in the middle of the United States is not going to know who we rotate. They don't know who Alton Robinson is on the edge, right? But our defensive line, they don't care if they don't get any credit. They are just going to do the dirty work that wins the game. My point is this. Ken Norton has these guys focused. Everyone knows their jobs. Even Darrell Taylor's like, you know what? I was going to sit this year out, but I think I'm going to come back because this team is legit. I won a Super Bowl ring. Even though that dude was like, I'm just going to sit on my money. I watch his Instagram. He's like, I'm a young money millionaire. I'm like, bro, you need to get on the field.
Really? Okay. I've been wondering about that guy. I know that they said he's been practicing, and everyone's saying that you watch his tape because this guy's amazing, but I've been waiting. Like, when's he going to get on the field, man? Interesting.
I'm telling Mr. Taylor right now, it's your second and third contract that's going to pay you a lot of money, sir. So make sure you take advantage of this. Get some sacks for this team, and I promise you you're going to get paid. Long story short, Chris Carson, Carlos Hyde, Rashad Penny are greater than Cam Akers. Cam Akers is a great player. He's not 100% healthy. There's some people saying that he came back from his high ankle sprain too early. And that is a tough injury. If anyone's ever had a high ankle sprain, it's really hard to come back for, especially when you're doing all this cutting and you're doing these jump cuts and you have your knee is connected to your ankle, and those things you really got to take care of. And so I'm thinking he's going to take care of that in the offseason because it's not happening this game. Sorry, Cam. I know you're a great rookie, but I'm not worried about it, Norb. What about you?
I'm with you with your breakdown of the line. I'm really excited about those guys. And Darrell Taylor has just been an afterthought because I kind of wrote him off. So if he can actually come into the game and do something and be the surprise shock where he was just a name that everyone just sort of forgot all about, and he can just suddenly come in here and be an impact, I would love it. I've got nothing against the guy. I mean, he's on the team. We've got him. We drafted him. Yeah. Let's get something out of him. So I hope he does play. I don't care what he's doing on his Instagram. Just come up, show up on the game. I don't care. As far as the run defense question, though, I mean, you brought the our running backs are greater than their running back. Well, the thing is, it's not like the two running backs run against each other and hit each other. However, the point of the run defense is that has actually been one of our best aspects of the defense all year, from the start and even to now. And I think there was a lull in there where we had a couple of moments where we sort of let some things break through, namely the Giants game, where our run defense suddenly just, I don't know what happened there. Again, I look at that as that was it was the situation of the backup quarterback altered the plan in a way where the altered plan actually benefited the team versus if we had played the normal plan. I'm convinced that we would have won that game if they actually had Daniel Jones playing in that game. Instead, they had a backup quarterback, so they ran like crazy, which I don't think they would have done if it was going to be Daniel Jones. Anyway, that aside, we didn't have a great run defense on that game, but in general, we have been very solid. So I feel good about the run defense. It's really just the offense. It's the offense against that defense, because we know how good that defense is. So the offense has to do their job, protect the ball, convert on third down, and get all those things done. In fact, I don't think I finished my keys. I was talking about the turnovers. I was saying run the ball, and that was the last key. That is my third key. Is we've got to be great on third down, or actually not even great. We just have to be good on third down, which means better than 500. Yeah, efficient, because we have not been very good on third down. So we got to be good on third down, both sides of the ball. Stopping them on third down and converting at least 50% on third down. I think that'll be the formula for winning. Somebody mentioned, Andrew in the chat mentioned something that I'm very excited about. I've been taking calls off of Discord, and I know a lot of you know what Discord is, especially you youngsters out there who play a lot of gaming. We have this, we call it the NorbCord Discord, and we had just 2 milestones happened this week. First of all, we applied and got the official partnership with Discord, and that's a pretty cool thing because now we're an official partner, which means we sort of up our status. There's some improvements to the stream quality, things like that. So it's a big deal. So I know the team who has been helping me run the Discord is really excited, and we're jacked up about that. And then secondly, I believe we just hit 2,000 members, which has been the kind of iconic moment that we've been aiming for, because I said that once we hit 2,000 members, boom, baby, I was going to give away this autographed NorbCam football. So I think we're going to do a drawing on this at the end of the week, because now that we've hit it, we want to make sure people have time to, especially jump on board and be part of that. But we are going to draw out of the 2,000 plus people who are members of Discord. We will do the drawing on Blue Friday next week live to see who wins that. But congratulations, everybody, for running the Discord. So it's awesome news. Let's go to, I know we're about to our time here. I said we were going to go from maybe half hour, 45 minutes, and as I figured, we're almost to an hour. So time flies when you're having fun. But let's go. There's just a couple more calls we haven't gotten to here. So let's go to El Taco 187. I love these names. Taco. El Taco, what's up, man? You're on with NorbCam and Daniel. Hello?
¿Qué pasa, El Taco?
No? Anybody there? Nobody home?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes, sir. What's up?
I'm not. Oh, wait. Sorry. I quieted it down. My bad. You were hearing it. I wasn't. Okay, sorry. El Taco. Sorry, man. I wasn't hearing you. All right. What you got, man? What you got?
I joined kind of late. I don't know what we were talking about.
Oh, we're just talking about something called the playoffs, I think, is going on tomorrow. Just talking about Seahawks Rams. Any thoughts on the game?
I was going to ask about the Jalen Ramsey and DK matchup.
Okay, that's a good one. That's always a storyline. What do you think, man? I'd say to set the stage, so far, the Jalen Ramsey, DK Metcalf, you kind of have to give it to Jalen Ramsey so far. He's kind of kept DK pretty quiet in both those games. Do you think that changes? Should that change? And do you want it to change? And do you think it'll change in this game? Daniel?
Yeah, great question. Well, at this point, both teams have seen each other a lot. And now Jalen Ramsey has seen DK. DK's seen him. I would say the first game, Ramsey absolutely won that battle, right? The second game that happened, DK got about 6 catches for like 59 yards, something like that, right? And one big reason for that is because Brian Schottenheimer started moving DK around, different formations, so that Ramsey wasn't following him everywhere on the field. So he had him in the slot sometimes on the outside, sometimes on the opposite outside. So combine that with, so we're trending in the right direction for DK playing better, right? And also we're adding all of our offensive linemen, which allows for those more explosive plays, those longer developing plays. So I think we're overall trending in the right direction. So we go from, a handful of catches the first game to like 6 in the second game. I wouldn't be surprised if he had 8 or 9 catches in the game tomorrow, because we're going to know even more info about how the Rams play us. And DK ain't no slouch. That dude wants to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That dude wants to be known as better than Julio, better than Calvin Johnson. Last time I checked, neither of those two have a Super Bowl ring. Am I wrong? They may be great players. Calvin Johnson would put up 200-plus yards a game, but my man was on a bad team, right? DK has an opportunity here to play as a team player. So if he gets 3 catches and we win, or he gets 13 and we win, he's going to be happy either way. My point is, Jalen Ramsey at the end of the second game, he shook DK's hand, or at the beginning of the game, and gave him his respect, because he knew that DK long-term is a force to be reckoned with. He's not fun to play. You get your mouth hit a bunch, your jaw is sore at the end of the game, and your butt is sore because you keep falling on the turf. So I'm telling you, DK is going to be just fine. That's my answer, bud.
See, this is why, how can I not like this guy, Daniel? Right? This is, you're sponsoring the show, but look, man, you could be on the panel, man, talking about the Seahawks with your breakdowns of things and
whatever
stuff. That's what I like about this, man. It's not just about business. We're talking about Seahawks here, and it's a passion, man. It's a passion about this, and I agree, man. I like that idea. Would you say how many catches you're thinking you get? You say like
I'm thinking like 8 to 9 catches.
8 to 9 catches. That's fine,
yeah. And he's not doing math.
Yeah, he's not gonna. He doesn't have to smash a bunch of records, but that would work. That would be a very good performance if we can get to 8 to 9. That means other guys like Lockett are getting catches and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I see you, Sam Dog, on the phone call, and Rohan as well. So you guys hang on there. Daniel, how much time you got left here before we got to wrap things up?
Bro. All the time you need, bro.
Okay, all right. We'll try to get a couple more calls in here before we wrap.
I'll text my wife and let her know I'm be a little late.
Keeping you late at the office, I see. All right. Yeah. Let me go to the phone line here. I got to bring on my buddy Sam Dog. We haven't talked in a while, man, but this guy, he's sort of like the Jamal Adams of fans. Relentless energy. Let's just get him on here right now.
Let's go.
Sam Dog, you there? Oh, wait, hold on. I think I got to get my audio patched in here. Hold on. Oh, there you go.
What's up, Sam?
2 seconds. Hold on. I got to get my part of it down. Here you go. There you go. Sam Dog.
Yo, what's up, Norb? Daniel, how you guys doing?
Good, great. Man. Haven't talked to you in a while. Man, I know that, if this was a regular situation, you and I would be down on the field. You'd be down high-fiving the team and giving Coach Carroll a hype up, but we're not. But what do you think about this game, man? What's on your mind?
Well, just trying to go in there and take care of our business. We don't know if we'll be facing Goff or John Wolford. And also, I'm surprised you haven't talked about this yet, but today is the 10-year anniversary of the Beast Quake. And I just did a video with my dad on my YouTube just reminiscing about it. You guys should just check it out. It's my most recent video. Check it out. 10-year anniversary of the Beast Quake.
We did talk about it, and I mistakenly said it was the 9-year anniversary because I don't know how to do math, apparently. But, yeah, it's the 10-year anniversary. We talked about that game, of being at that game. And I know you were right down there, right? Weren't you in that corner down in the south end zone when it happened?
I was. Yep, the run came right toward me, and my buddy Jeremy grabbed me and my dad, and we were just truly like, ah! And Marshall, and Jeremy just, I'm in one side of his arm, my dad's in another side of his arm. We're rocking back and forth. I mean, side to side, and we felt like we were part of the shaking, that we were part of the Richter scale.
We were,
like,
man. Everybody was. That's the thing.
We were all shaking it.
It was a collective effort.
It was a play that everyone, even in the stands, was a part of. We were all part of that play. And 10 years later, I still get chills talking about that play, even when I reminisce about that. And I remember the second time I met Marshawn a year after that, because I met Marshawn way before that run even happened, back when I was a senior in high school. And I just remember one of the first things I talked about, I'm like, man, I was like, that was an incredible run you had against the Saints, man. I don't know how the heck you pulled that off, but, yeah, that was just insane, man. I still get chills every time I think about that. But our game at hand this weekend is just, protect Russell Wilson, obviously, from Aaron Donald, and then get DK and lock and going, even if DK's matched one-on-one. Even take the challenge at Jalen Ramsey. We got to challenge this guy, and I don't know who's going to be the quarterback, but, I think we can go out there and get it done, even if Goff's playing with that injured hand. If we make him turn the ball over, key thing is win that turnover battle, too, and then cannot afford to come out flat. We got to play for 4 quarters and just try to get points on the scoreboard and just try to get a good lead early and just not looking back and not put ourselves in that situation we put against San Francisco last week. Granted, we did complete the sweep, but just got to show up for all 4 quarters and not come out flat, especially on offense.
You said it, man. Yeah, you said it. Yeah, I miss, we would be so insane. We were all there. Well, I just say you and me, we were in the house the last time we went 12-4, and we know what happened when we went 12-4 last time. We ended up going back to the Super Bowl, and we haven't been 12-4 since. So it's sad that we can't be there to see the team, who won the NFC West and be part of the game and influence that game and do what we did like at the Beast Quake game where we can be part of it. That's the part where, when people talk about, oh man, I have a better view of the game when I'm at home because I have a big screen TV and I got all the coverage. I'd much better do that than watching in the cold and the rain at the stadium. But man, you don't get to affect the game when you're in home. Yes, by spirit, yes. But when you're at the game, you feel like you can, with your singular voice, yell down on the field and know when they have a false start, you had something to do with that. When 68,000 plus strong are doing it, we're all helping that team, helping the Seahawks, just that much more give an edge to the team. And that's the part that I miss the most, feeling like I can do my part. I can help. We can help. Sam Dog, let's help. Let's make some noise down here. And I just miss that part. That's the part that sucks if we don't get to do that, Hopefully next year, man.
I agree. Hopefully next year we'll be back in there, and then hopefully I'll be getting Jamal Adams hyped up before games.
Yeah, man. Yeah, not like he doesn't need any more hyping. I mean, that dude will hype you up, which is kind of impossible to imagine because you're on a whole nother level. But man, you and Jamal going together, man. Watch out, man. It's Tasmanian Devil times 2. Yeah. But you know what I really miss, Sam Dog? You know what I really miss? I missed that Stewart's beef jerky, man, from Christmas time. I didn't get my jerky this year, man.
I'm sorry, but I did. Me and Big Low, I've been going to Al's Gourmet. Make sure you know Al's Gourmet on Occidental Ave, right?
Yeah. I saw shots of you down there.
Hot dog truck.
Yep.
Yeah, me and Big Low are always down there watching games outside. Heck, tomorrow you should actually do the live stream outside with us outside of the stadium and hang around and greet the players on their way out.
Oh, that's cool that you're doing that, man.
When we won the division, Geno Smith came up in his Rolls-Royce Wraith, his nice black Rolls-Royce Wraith, bumping that Nipsey Hussle, and then he freaking was doing an Instagram story, and then I was in the story, and I was just hyping up, and then Geno Smith hollered my name, too.
That's awesome, man.
He knew who I was from all those player interactions I've done, too. He was actually a popular guy on some of my player interactions from last year, so it was cool to have that moment. And then I could tell, and Jamal ran the light. I could tell it was Jamal because he's still smoking the cigar that he lit at the end of his press conference.
Yeah, apparently
which was epic, by the way.
Apparently he lit the wrong side of the cigar. Apparently, I heard. But who cares?
He didn't light the wrong side. That was actually a double-sided cigar. You can go from either
Oh, is
side.
that what it is? Well, you would know because you are the cigar smoking king outside of Jamal Adams there, man. So that's awesome that you and Big Low have been down in the stadium. doing your thing. That's
well,
awesome.
I'm actually taking a break from cigars. Gotta watch the health. I'm taking a break from that.
Yeah,
for a while.
man.
Just
Yeah,
saying,
you do.
know?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Just take it easy. Save it for when we get that big one, and then light one up, man. But hey, man, it's always good to hear from you, man. You go hold it down for us.
Yeah. And make sure y'all also subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Sam Dog Infamous 253. I just dropped my recent video, which was me and my dad and our friend who I got on the phone. He wasn't in the Zoom meeting, but Jeremy Bryant, I called him up, and we were all reminiscent about the big moment we had 10 years ago when the Beast Quake happened, the 10-year anniversary, our account from down in the South End Zone. So make sure you guys check out that video of our accounts of the Beast Quake.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Cool. Check out Sam Dog, the Infamous 253. Appreciate talking to you, man. It's been a while.
Appreciate talking to you too, Norb. It's been a long time. Let's go get this game against the Rams.
Yeah, let's
win this game.
Yeah, let's get it, man.
And also, you guys remember, Daniel, make sure you subscribe too when you get the chance. Hopefully we're going to see you guys again soon. And, yep.
All right,
anyway,
man. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
All right, peace. Go Hawks, baby. All right,
if
man.
you ain't with it, you ain't
infamous. Yeah, man. All right. Good to talk to you, man.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. I love that guy. Ball of energy, man. Sam Dog. Yeah, go check out his channel, Sam Dog, the Infamous 253. All right. We are pretty much to the end here because I did say I got to give you at least a chance to talk a little bit about what you do, man. So I think we're gonna there's a let's see. Let me get one more. Let me get one more call in here. I know that Casey Sportsnerd, we had a technical problem earlier, but I think I can get him this time. Let's get Casey in here. Sportsnerd. Lewis, are you there, man? Lewis?
Hello?
Hey, you're there this time.
Hello?
Yep. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Casey Sportsnerd. This is a Kansas City fan, regular watcher of the show. Appreciate your support. Yeah, you're a Casey's fan, but you're all right in my book, man, because I in my dream scenario, we face you sometime later this year, if you know what I'm talking about. But, Lewis, what you got? What's on your mind, man?
I predicted that, surprisingly.
I like that.
In my prediction video, I predicted that.
Okay. I'm with it. So, in other words, that means you're predicting a Seahawks win tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm predicting the Seahawks win tomorrow. I'm also actually predicting, sadly, I do actually want the Bucs. I mean, not the Bucs. I actually want the Saints to play you guys because I want the Bucs to play the Packers because for some reason, I think the Bucs will beat the Packers.
I'm kind of with you on that.
I don't want the Saints. I mean, I respect Kamara. I love how he runs the ball. But it's just that I want the Packers down. I just cannot stand that team. I mean, I honestly just... So whatever it will take, I will honestly just deal with. I mean, obviously, I do have you guys getting there, playing the Saints. I do have you beating them. And then I do have the Bucs winning. And then you guys play them at home in the championship.
Yes, hosting the NFC Championship right here in Seattle, baby. Yes, that would be something. And, man, the storyline, of course, the storyline of the hype on that, imagine, because you got Tom Brady, of course. They're going to all be all over his butt, and then they'll be talking about Tampa Bay with a chance to play and be the host team for the first time in Super Bowl history. La, 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 la. But I'd love to spoil that party. But it starts tomorrow. We got to take the first step, and that starts tomorrow. So, yeah, man, I appreciate that. What's your score prediction for the Seahawks game tomorrow?
Well, I honestly am not going to, just because I think that, even though that I think the Rams defense was, if you guys remember back when they played the Jets and they lost, they were the quote-unquote best defense in the league. I did not think they're up to that par. But I do not think it's going to be a super, as high-scoring game. I'm not going to say in, the 30s. I'm going to go 28-19 the final score. I'm going to go that. Not quite as high, not in the 30s, but I'm going to go just a little bit below, so 28-19.
All right, 11-point deficit. That's kind of close to what you're picking there, Daniel. I'm okay with that. Like I said, I'm nervous and thinking tighter, nail-biting type of game, but I like your guys' scores much better. So, well, we'll hope that happens, man. So I appreciate your support, and we'll see what happens. Good luck in the AFC. I guess you guys got the bye, so you guys don't have to worry about it until next week. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Would love for that dream to come true.
Not getting ahead of myself, though.
I know.
We're never getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah. All right.
All right, yes.
All right. Good talking to you. All right. Ben Ned in the chat says, Norb has some rosy cheeks tonight. I do. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I literally worked out. I worked out with my girls right before coming in here. I literally came in here with tired, sweaty, throw the jacket on. All right, I'm good to go. So maybe that's why my face is all flushed. Or maybe I'm just excited about this game tomorrow. But whatever it is, we'll see what happens. But hey, man, so I do want to get this going so your wife and child don't have to wait too long for you to get home. So I want to give you a chance because we talked about your music. We talked about your Seahawks fandom. We talked about the game tomorrow. But I would be remiss if I don't even get you a chance to at least talk about what you do since you are my sponsor here, man. So maybe in a quick word, why should people talk to you and do that consultation with you? Why should they do it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. It's been really fun, and I would love to do this again. Be happy to be on your roundtable if that's what you want to do. I could talk Seahawks all day with you. So cheers to you, man. This great channel, and you're doing great work, and your fans are awesome, and your community is awesome. So thanks everyone for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say, like, real estate wise, it is one of the top 5 most stressful things you can do in your life is get up and move. So my team's job is to make it as stress-free as possible for you. So if you're looking to buy a home in the future or invest in property, we help you have it be as stress-free as possible. Our team sells 100 plus homes every single year, even through the pandemic. And as far as selling homes, we have this thing called a white glove concierge service where we hook you up with stagers and videographers and photographers and make sure that your home sells at the best possible price. And I'll just say this, man. I'm from Seattle. I love Seattle. I care about it. And nothing makes me happier than seeing someone's dream come true. It is the American dream to buy a home. So if I can be part of that process in any way, I would love to help out. And the reason you should call me is because it's going to be a very stress-free process, and it's going to be a pressure-free process. We're not going to pressure you to do anything you don't want to do. We just want to have a conversation and see how we can help. So thanks for the opportunity.
And you can talk Seahawks all day long while you're talking about houses. So Van Ned said it best. He says in the super chat, Dovin, thanks for being on the show. Everyone look up this guy up. Happy 2021. I'll go Hawks and go Dovin Real Estate. So there we go. That's awesome.
Thanks so much.
You bet. So, again, his information has been on the screen this whole time. DovinRealEstate.com. His number's right there. And you can also find it in the link to all his information is in the description. So if you're in the market, man, this is the place to go. All right. That is it, man. This is pretty much going to be the last video until the live stream, until the game tomorrow. And so, man, this is it, and we're closing up shop here on the end of this Blue Friday. It's playoff wildcard Saturday tomorrow, man. So let's go get it. Let's go get it, huh?
Let's go Seahawks.
Yep. Go Hawks, baby. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Daniel, for being on here. And thanks to everybody who, especially those who supported me in the super chat. Appreciate you guys. And for everyone who called in and was on the Discord, thanks for being part of the show. That's all I got to say, man. We just got to get this done. So let's bring the energy tomorrow, and hopefully we got more games to talk about after tomorrow afternoon. So thanks for being part of this, Daniel. Thanks a lot, and go Hawks, baby! Let's get it, win it. Let's get a win. Woo!
Let's